In Ezekiel chapter 34, the prophet Ezekiel prophesies of the last days. He says in verse 12 and 13, "As a shepherd seeketh out his flock in the day, that he is among his sheep that are scattered, so will I seek out my sheep, and will deliver them out of all places where they have been scattered in the cloudy and dark day. And I will bring them out from the people, and gather them from the countries, and will bring them to their own land, and feed them upon the mountains of Israel by the rivers, and in all the inhabited places of country." And then, starting in verse 23, it says, "And I will set up one shepherd over them, and he shall feed them, even my servant David. He shall feed them, and he shall be their shepherd. And I, the Lord, will be their God, and my servant David a prince among them. I, the Lord, have spoken it. And I will make with them a covenant of peace, and I will cause the evil beast to cease out of the land, and they shall dwell safely in the wilderness and sleep in the woods. And I will make them and the places round about my hill a blessing, and I will cause the shower to come down in its season, and there shall be showers of blessing." So the prophecies here are that God's going to gather his people out of all countries into one place, and that can be interpreted either as a physical location, a physical nation like Israel perhaps, or a New Jerusalem. It could also be interpreted as being all gathered into a single church or into some single group, and that also in the last days that the descendant of David, which is usually interpreted to be Christ, will be their leader, and that he will be a good leader, and that God will make peace, and it will be so safe that you can go out and sleep in the wilderness and not worry, and that there will be showers of blessings. And it describes some more of these blessings. It says, "And the tree of the field shall yield her fruit, and the earth shall yield her increase, and they shall be safe in their land, and shall know that I am the Lord, when I have broken the bands of their yoke, and delivered them out of the hands of those that serve themselves of them. And they shall no more be a prey to the heathen, neither shall the beasts of the land devour them, but they shall dwell safely, and none shall make them afraid. And I will raise up for them a plant of renown, and they shall be no more consumed with hunger in the land, neither bear the shame of the heathen any more. Thus shall they know that I am the Lord, that I, the Lord their God, am with them, and that they, even the house of Israel, are my people, saith the Lord God. And ye, my flock, the flock of my pasture, are men, and I am your God, saith the Lord God." So we'll be safe and prosperous. We'll have all the food that we need, and we'll be safe. And in a large part, I feel like that prophecy is being fulfilled. People are being gathered out of all nations to the church. Israel has its own nation, and for the most part, hunger has been done away. We live in very prosperous circumstances, inasmuch as we're following the counsel of God from the Bible to be peaceful and to love our neighbor. We are prospering, and we are letting it, inasmuch as our laws are based on what Christ has told us, we're letting the son of David, my servant David, we're letting Christ rule over us, inasmuch as we're basing our laws on his teachings. And so I think in a large part this prophecy is being fulfilled, but I also think it will be fulfilled in a more concrete, literal sense after Christ's second coming, when he will come and rule over the earth personally.